welcome back. So part one, stripping the bike down and removing all the plastics and the tank and headlight and all that stuff is done. Part two, I was hoping that I'd have the tank today so I could start mocking that up and seeing if that was going to work. Obviously, every hasn't turned up. So instead, I'm going to start chopping the rear end off and getting rid of rear foot pegs and bits like that. I know roughly how much space I'm going to need back there, and I know how short I want the bike to be. Now, if stuff doesn't fit, I'll make it fit. Probably not the smartest way to do this, but no tank, no choice. You guys want content. So the only real sections I can start cutting off is the back end. I know I want the back end of the bike to finish up in front of the rear axle, which puts us about here. I am going to be remaking, definitely at a minimum, this top section. Obviously, save money, production costs, you can't see it. They use box here and tube at the bottom because this bit you can see, but I quite like the idea of keeping it tubular to match the front of the bike. So I'm going to be remaking that at some point, but I need to start getting some visual inspiration. So I guess realistically, that's probably a good point to cut it off both sides. So I guess we're going to lose the foot peg mounts and cut this off. So let's get cutting. Let's get cutting. Let's get rid of these weird blocks first. And then I can take some measurements. But I'm going to cut it at this point here, where the tube starts to straighten up, so just after the bend, just around there. I'll take some measurements both sides. You'd think that I'd be able to use the welds as reference points, but no, I can't. Or can I? No, I can't. I could just cut it off and then worry about it later, but I might as well just get it as close as I can now. See, I am learning. This is the reality of building bikes. Just a whole bunch of boring shit, like grinding and getting rid of paint and cleaning stuff. So again, don't get bored. Watch till the end. Next thing to go is the foot pegs, because single seat bikes rule. Before I neaten all these bits up, I'll go around removing unnecessary brackets. So that was the rear seat release, latch key thing holder, that's gone. Side panel, clip thingy, majig, that's gone. everything's chopped off now. One of the hardest things to do, and I see people messing this up constantly, is to get rid of brackets without taking out too much parent metal. I'm going full powder coat with this frame, so it's got to be all metal. So yeah, you've got to attack it with a variety of tools. I'll show you my tools of choice, because I've got to get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, and then the same on the other side. The humble angle grinder. Now, I don't care what anyone says. You cannot do that whole job with just an angle grinder. I don't care if you're using flat discs, grinding discs, cutting discs. This will get the bulk down, but there's no finesse with this. I mean, I've seen a few people that, you know what, attack tubular frames with these, and then there's just horrible flat spots in them, and blah, blah. Now, if you're a fan of this channel or on my Instagram, you know I love these things. It's a simple, cheap attachment for, again, the humble angle grinder that turns it into a belt sander. Now, the reason these are great, that will conform to the tube and won't take chunks out of it. Obviously, you've got to finesse it, but yeah, that's, mwah, I need to get a mini one. So yeah, bad boy, love it. If you don't own one of these and you work with tube stock, a finger file, a finger sander, I'm not sure what they're called. This one came from Mowgli. Listen, underrated bit of kit. Underrated bit of kit. Last week when I had to remove that stuck bolt from the engine cage, no other tool would fit in there. This saved the day. So yeah, that's great. Just finger file, wicked. Mwah, mwah, chef's kiss. And then these two. Right, these two are air tools. I'm pretty sure you can get electric equivalents. Just that, just wicked finesse. Don't buy the circular discs for them. Buy on a reel and cut them out yourself. And then the little Rolock discs from 3M. These are obviously not real ones. They don't last as long. They're not as good, but they do the job. I need to restock actually. So I'm gonna start off with a flat disc 80 grit, just to get the bulk down. I can't be bothered dealing with the noise of one of the grinding stone style discs. I've got this file with the flat disc and the angle grinder. That's going to be a job for the finger file, I reckon. So yeah, now it's time for the big boy belt sander. So yeah, don't force it, let the tool do the work. And just like that, it's gone. Look at that. No gouges, no chunks. Obviously, if you stay in one spot, it'll put a low spot in it, but yeah. Woo! Let's carry on with the rest and then I'll be back. Ironically, I did have to use the flat disc on this section here just because I couldn't get the belt sander in, but I used an old worn out one. That's one bit done. And apparently there's a fuel tank out for delivery, so you will see that today. Tank's arrived. I wasn't going to bore you guys with an unboxing. Bear with me on this.
Please, please just hear me out, please.
It's a 675 tank. There's a reason I wanted to use this tank. There's a few builds I've seen over the last couple of years. I'll show you them here. Go follow these guys. Now, what I really like about these bikes, they've got kind of an off-road vibe, kind of street fightery, but not really futuristic look to them. I've wanted to do sort of like a themed sort of cyber bike, or you know, something that looks like it's out of Cyberpunk or Blade Runner for a while. I've got ideas for colours and graphics and stuff like that, and I wanted this sort of shaped tank, you know, something pretty gnarly, futuristic. Just these sort of lines. I want to try and get it to sit at that angle on the bike, but as you'll see from the next clip, not even close. So what I've done, I've got a low profile airbox that fits in the cavity of this tank, but I will have to actually modify the tank. Now, I've modified tanks before, but nothing like this. You know, I thought, fuck it, let's do something challenging. I tend to get bored if it isn't difficult, and the more people say, why are you doing that, the more I kind of want to do it. Whether or not I succeed is another story, but I'm sure I'll learn some things along the way. But what I think I'm going to have to do is lose this area. The reason I've gone for this tank, again, other than liking the shape and it's cheap, it's got the EFI sender plate. All right, George. And then the area I want to remove, just by dumb luck, kind of lines up with this bit. Now, there's not going to be much fuel in it by the time we've removed that section. The overflow lines are going to be a bit of a challenge, but again, I'll work something out. But yeah, probably the most challenging thing I'm taking on, but got to be done. Let's show you what it looks like on the bike. So it's this sort of area here. I'll need to bring it out a bit. I don't mind doing a bit of an infill paddle. Basically, I'm not worried about this angle because I can make a nice carbon fiber panel for that. Like that allow me to sort of 3D print and then lay up some carbon fiber. That I'm not worried about. It's this area here. Like, another thing as well, if any of you have done this and want to come around and help, mate, I will feed you, water you, mate, do whatever you want. Feel free to come and help and collaborate. But yeah, I could widen the whole tank. Like literally just add a strip down the middle at the back. Oh, actually, I might have just, yeah. I think what I need to do is wait for that airbox to turn up. Like, I'm so tempted to just start cutting today, but I need the airbox, like, because once I know where that sits, although that is going to come out. But yeah, big job. I mean, tank's dented. It was like 80 quid. Not the end of the world. But if I do pull it off, it'll be fucking awesome. All right, get that to sit lower. Get that to sit nice and low. I can have a seat that kind of tucks up into it, comes up. All right, I'm going to put a hoop on the back. Yeah. Like I said, if anyone's got any suggestions, fire away. If you don't want to talk about it on YouTube, follow me on Instagram, hit me up. So I fell in love, like this guy out in Brazil, I'm pretty sure he is. I'll add his link to his Instagram below. I fell in love with what he did with one of these tigers. And it's what kind of made me pursue it. I mean, I saw the bike, God knows how long ago. It was like, this thing's rude. And then just by dumb luck, Paul's a legend. Like, he's supported and followed from the beginning. Yeah, just an all-round great guy. I was like, look, I got this tiger here. Do you want it? And I was like, oh, that's kind of like the hippie in me. It was like the universe is like providing you the thing you want. Enough of that talk. And yeah, so I messaged the guy like, oh man, what tank did you use? And a 675, like that was pretty much it. He's got no sort of like build video anywhere, no pictures of it under the tank, what he's done. But I was like, you know what, I'm not going to bug the dude. Like, but I do think now, this is the second tank we got. I do think the tank he used is the third generation with the plastic infills. So yeah, I mean, that's the plan. So I think next week, I'm going to start carving this tank up. There's no fuel smell in it. It's been cleaned out, but I am going to take some precautions. I'm going to attempt to do most of the cutting until I can get into it with a little recip saw, like the air saw, so there's no sparks. I've done that before. I mean, I did the cub one, drawn some big holes in that, did some grinding on that, and that was fine. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. With any luck, I can pull this off, and it'll be a gnarly fucking build. If any of you out there have got suggestions for a tank that may fit better, that's similar style, fire away down below. If any of you have done this, mate, chuck your tips in. Go for it, go for it, go for it. What I don't want to hear is that it's dangerous. Building a motorbike, it's all pretty fucking stupid and dangerous. So yeah, have a great week.
Bark, bark.